Yo, 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 welcome to the MRL stream. We have Singapore Tier 2 action today. You're joined with me, it's Mark, and the one and only Scars. Hello, Scars.
Hello everyone, I hope everyone's having a wonderful evening ahead of
Wonderful.
this Grand Prix.
Great job. And yeah, we're jumping into quality. Does anyone have the weather forecast? Do you have the weather forecast, Scars? Do you have any insider sources?
Unfortunately not, at the moment. Looks like radios are a little bit shaky today.
Start of the race is
teams.
wet, according to my man Lavelle in the chat. Okay, interesting to know.
That's huge.
It's good information to know.
Yeah. Normally, if it was a dry race, you'd probably see everyone on mediums, but on this occasion, everyone's probably going to go on softs to set their fastest qualifying lap. So we're going to be seeing a lot of action early on to get those laps in.
Track position is key, especially with it being a wet start to the race. So it's interesting to see, how much practice these guys have been putting in, and who's going to come out on top.
Yeah, Ben has already invalidated his lap time, first man. So that's already put him on the back foot. 2 laps in the softs, definitely not possible. So I think Kai is the next man on the hard lap. Gonna take us through with the lap early.
Okay, so we have Kai's done 26.3 actually for his sector 1 split. Not too bad. I remember doing some practice for my race tomorrow, and that's maybe like a 10th off the top time, so really good. Looking to be quite smooth. Alright. Braking just before the 50, making sure to stay left to open up the right-hander coming up. Good cut, very good. Not gonna lie, so far the lap is looking pretty decent. Hitting the apex well. Then clean exit. This guy's better than me. What's going on? 3.0 split.
True.
Oh, true. Psh, please. Okay. Coming into the last sector now. A little bit deep. They're still keeping the speed up. Not taking the curb actually. So maybe on his second lap, there'll be some time there to find actually. And at this point, the soft tires are going to be screaming. Just gone through a really technical section. So it's actually important to make sure you don't spin, because you can get an easy this and next, or even DNF. 35.3. Not too bad. And that is provisional pole for Kai. You have Emerald Domi, our tier 2, season 3 champion.
Sorry about that. I just had a quick break there. But yeah, I just actually saw Yagi go into the wall at, I think that is the Anderson Bridge. Just completely ripped off his entire front wing, so unfortunately for him. But yeah, Domi, as you said, tier 3 champ or season 3 champion in tier 2. He won this race in that season by a penalty actually from Matteo Longa after the race. The pit lane entry is going to be really difficult, especially on the inters. When they all transition over to the dry tires. Those were inters into the pit lane entry. Going to be really difficult to not cut. But so far, it looks like a good lap from Domi.
Yeah, it's not so bad actually, but I think it's currently a 10th off our provisional post at the Kai's time. Let's see what he can do in the last sector, because I know that Kai did miss a couple of curbs, which, in this game, curbs are everything. Especially if you want to maximize your lap time, abusing them in the right way.
Indeed.
So,
yeah, there's a lot of time to get into the last sector.
Exactly. And what is that? Either 35.4 puts him into P2. It's a good lap.
Yeah, interesting to see some people still on mediums. Maybe they missed the weather forecast, but yeah, just wasting a little bit of time. I'm pretty sure you can only do 3 runs on softs, so
we've got
maybe
Yoda.
just saving a set of softs for the race.
Is he on a flyer? No, he's not. Carbon Racer, 2.9 split.
Yeah, that's very good.
This is looking very good.
Domi.
Yeah, just further confirmation from Maxime B that the race will rain. So, very interesting. 35.2.
Oh,
He pips Kai
good time.
by 7/100ths. Very close at the front.
Yeah.
Less than a
It
tenth
does.
separate in the top two. Domi another tenth back. And then we have a slight gap between the rest of the field with Adesi and Noel. Both actually on 0.8. And then we have Max, who's actually a tier 3 driver reserving for Aston Martin today with a provisional 36.3. So I'm sure he'll be looking to, you know, find a little bit more time, get a bit closer towards the front. I'm sure he can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, just a quick word on Basin, your championship leader. Down on 14th right now, hasn't set a lap, and he selected the medium, so I'm not sure if he hasn't checked the weather. Because honestly, that seems like he's just going to do a last-minute run on mediums, which is interesting. But his closest championship rival right now, Noel, 20 points behind, P5 on medium, so not quite sure what's going on with all the medium runs, but we'll see.
I mean,
Yaya's on a lap, or Yaya's on a lap right now. Yeah.
Wanna go through the
Anderson
rest?
Bridge. Oh, yeah, he just went a little bit wide there. I think he actually, I think he backed off, went really deep into the first part of the Anderson Bridge and backed off almost at the wall. So that's his lap run and done.
Polybunk up by 4/10 currently on his lap. Goes P7, 36.4 in the mediums. Currently 6/10 off Noel, who's also on the medium tile. So perhaps that was actually a decent time set by Noel in the medium tile.
Yeah, that's pretty quick, but half the drivers haven't set a lap time yet, which is interesting. I think everyone's just finding it hard to adapt at the moment. These softs, since everyone probably did practice on the mediums.
Yeah,
the
that
softs
is
are quite horrible around.
Very true. Very, very true. Apologies for that, gentlemen and ladies, and all, you know, inclusive.
Yes,
Just have
of
to quickly
course.
check something. Ooh, S2000. I don't know if Yags will be happy with that. Although he moved out of the way, he might think it was a a bit of a distraction.
Yeah, I think it's a good lap so far. Took that section pretty nicely. Let's see what the middle sector is.
3.2.
I think that is around the 10th off what Domi did in the middle sector, so going
Yeah.
into the last sector, a lot of time to get.
Yeah, he's around 3/10 off carbon split if I remember correctly. So you never know. He could have been saving his tires to have an insane last sector. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, looks good so far actually. Looks good so far. Actually, that would look a little bit deep. But around the final few corners here. Looks to be taking it very cautious on throttle actually. So we'll see around the last two corners. Penultimate corner, last corner. What does he do?
35.5. We've got a Red Bull second row. Oh no, he may or may not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Max goes wide. He won't be happy about that one. Bit of a car park, actually. Thing too.
They're going around in formation.
Yeah, Ben's on a lap right now. 26.3 first sector. Not bad. I don't believe.
Shout out to Lil Chen in the chat. Yes, we are commentating. That's correct. And hello to Angel. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, just a quick word on Ben. Pretty good driver. Was in tier 1 this season actually. Actually had a couple of good point scoring positions, but was demoted down into tier 2 for certain reasons. As his middle sector pretty good. 10th up on Domi, only a 10th or so off whole time, so if he can get this last sector right, might be up for a chance to pull here.
Very good. Just to kind of add, he wasn't demoted. He did actually ask to go down. I think due to IRL
I did do him a little bit dirty there, fair enough.
Yeah, he has the skills to be in tier 1 for sure. I think it was some IRL commitments that he had to change. But he does go on pole position. Once again, 700ths ahead of the P2 car. Is that a trend? We're going to see another improvement by 70, by 700ths.
Luis is on a lap right now. And Kai as well, only a little bit down in this time. Actually a little bit deep there. Looked fine actually. Oh, he's backed up, never mind.
Titan Ash, your fellow South African, has joined. He had a dominating victory last week in Hungary actually. I think he won by 25 seconds to P2.
Yeah, incredible. In the same tier as well, with other people that are similar pace. I mean, that's brilliant. So
absolutely crushing.
We'll see if he can do similar things as it is wet again.
Could we say he's what we call a wet merchant?
No, no, I wouldn't say that. I mean, he's had other good performances in the season,
Oh, really?
so I think that's a little bit harsh, but fair enough. And Carbon Racer actually on a lap now, but it's being held up by the Aston Martin ahead of him.
Yeah, and he's a 10th down as well.
Not too happy about that. Yeah, 10th down in the first sector, a little bit of oversteer. And coming into the old sling chicane. Oh, was now into the Anderson Bridge. Oh, yeah, very wide.
Tapping the
And
wall.
actually touched the wall there. Yeah, almost clipping the wall on the outside. So really, really close to the walls. Flirting with them right now. I'm not sure if that's actually gained him any time. What is his middle sector split? Well, he actually has gained time, 2 tenths. So carrying good speed. Bad traction indeed. And now into the last few chicanes of the lap, looks very, very good. Nicely hooked up, making sure the tires are in check. If I can look at his steering wheel, tires are very, very high on temperature, so just need to be careful not to spin up your wheels. Now into the last couple of corners of the lap. Oh, very, very close to the wall again. The last 2 corners. This could be pole position again, provisional pole. The line
35.0.
Does. Good lap.
Not quite 70 improvement, but this time it's 6/100ths.
Yeah, improvements are small, margins. But it matters. Yeah.
Very, very fine margins. Kai was actually up on his time, on his second lap. However, he did invalidate.
Yeah, gap between the top 8 is just nearly half a second. So, it's pretty close.
It is very close, considering the amount of corners we do actually have in Singapore.
Yeah.
I believe we have 23 corners in Singapore.
Yeah.
So for the the gap between the top 8 would only be 5 tenths. It does show that these guys are very evenly matched.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, like it's a really long lap as well, but it's also a long race. 31 laps, I think it is. So it's gonna be a really difficult race with all these corners just coming at you every time.
Yeah. We've got Domi on the lap again. He's actually up a 10th. He's gonna really want to make this lap count, because if he doesn't improve really on this lap, the time remaining, it'll be quite tight to get his final lap in.
Yeah, and he's gone wide there, so that's not good. So either he needs to complete this lap now, or just hit immediately.
Yeah, or maybe think about going again. That's correct. He is 2 tenths up though, however, 2.5 tenths.
Yeah, it's really good.
I believe he matched Carbon Racer's middle sector split. They both had a 0.9 low, so this is actually a very close shootout, and hopefully he can improve in the last sector.
Yeah.
Speaking to him today.
On the throttle. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so speaking to him today, he wasn't feeling too confident. He was saying that he was struggling a little bit for pace. But from what I can see, it does look like the pace is there, and he's going to be in contention for pole.
Yeah, he puts there, but every driver has that kind of doubt in themselves.
Yeah, of course.
That they're not good enough, but at the end of the day, just do what you can do your best. I'm sure that'll be good. As Titan, I think, now starts his first lap in Sector 1 out of Turn 3. So let's see what he can do in that McLaren of his.
Would you like to commentate your fellow countryman's lap?
I would love to then. Here we go, through Turn 6. I think Sector 26.3. That matches what Ben did in the first sector. This lap then to Turn 8. With speed carried. A lot of speed carried there. To Turn 9. Still in the throttle. Now into the old swing chicane. Flicking it in.
Oh, he's unvalidated.
Yeah. He tried to carry too much speed there and turned into early. Unfortunately.
The lap was looking quite good.
Yeah, it looked pretty good, but yeah, that's it for him as well for qualifying. So he will start no higher than P13, unfortunately.
Scars mic not understandable. How about now? Is that any better? If we could just have Scars say test, maybe?
Am I good?
Ooh.
Is that better?
I think it sounds fine for me, but we'll see what the stream thinks. Titan is kind of cutting some corners here. I'm not sure if that's...
The stewards don't like that one, that's for sure. Hope the mic's better.
Got Ben on his final lap. I'm going to try and call it right now. I think pole position will be Ben with a 34.8.
34.8. Fair enough. That lap looks really good so far. So, previous tier 1 driver, as you said, and very, very quick, as we know. 2/10 up, actually. So he is definitely on target for pole position here. Hopefully his tires are in check for this last sector. So yeah, this bend through these last section of corners. Looks really neat and tidy, aggressive on the throttle. Car not sticking out. Flicks it into the last 2 corners. What can he do?
34.79.
Nice.
Excellent lap. I was quite close. Kai, P2.
Yeah, Kai, yeah.
It's an Alfa Romeo lockout currently.
That's 2000s invalidated. His lap's over.
Carbon Race is just starting.
Yeah, Jaguar is on a lap right now, approaching the last couple of corners.
He's 9/10 down.
There's a little bit of traffic in the last sector. Oh, okay. Yeah, his lap's over then.
Whoa, Lewis into the wall. Alpine mudded. I'm joking.
Yep. Alpine
Unfortunate.
currently last in the combined constructors. Yeah, so really having issues this season. Not their season. But it's not over yet, of course. Still 5 races to go. Maybe they can scrap something together in the race.
And Tyson Ash did not make it back around. So he'll be starting P14 if Yaya and Yoda do not improve, which Yoda has. So that's now Tyson starting in P15.
Yeah. Unfortunate. And Dyson P10 on mediums. I'm assuming he did not know what the weather was going to be like. Because he is just... I mean, if he can do that on mediums, that's a pretty good time.
Domi is 3/10 up currently.
Thrown away. Pole position. Yeah.
Interesting.
Carbon Racer is 10th down.
Interesting fact right now, we've got a Alfa Romeo P1, P2, and a Mercedes P3, P4.
Oh, Carbon Racer hit the wall, actually. So yeah, I think that's it for Carbon Racer. He's not going to improve. It's all down to Domi then.
Final few corners.
And he's messed up as well.
Send it. Send it!
No, it's not
34.919. He pips the Mercedes duo.
Yeah. I think he improved by half a second though.
Very strong lap.
Not bad.
Very strong lap from Domi. S2000, 35.0.
The second lap on softs, good lap. That's pretty good. I think that might be it. Max P13, yeah, I think that's it for qualifying. Ben on pole position. It's an Alfa Romeo front row lockout.
Shout out to the Alfa Romeos. Brilliant. Excellent job by them. And an excellent lap by MRL Ben.
Yeah. Ben really needs this. I believe he has had 2 podiums in a row now. 2 P2s in a row. So, not too bad at all from him. And he's in the best position for the race, you know. Incredibly hard track to overtake on. And with the rain, you know, no DRS, so it's going to be even harder. So he just needs to ace the start. And, you know, we'll see how long the rain lasts. Can't speak. And he's in a great position for the race.
That is correct. I mean, with it being a rain start, it's very interesting to see, you know, who has that feel for the wet tires and who can get their tires into the right window, you know, to start the lap, to start the race, you know, because getting those tires in the right window, it means so much, being able to get a really good start. And, you know, hopefully, maybe even Ben could drive away. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully his teammate can play some sort of rear gunner role, you know, just protecting his teammate, getting that 1-2 secured. But, yeah.
So the final grid, we have Ben on pole with Kai just behind. Domi in P3, Noel P4, S2000 in the top 5. Carbon Racer Lewis, Kozi, Yagzuol, Adesi rounding out the top 10. Then we have Dyson in P11 with Polypunk, who I believe is reserving from Tier 4 today. Max O'Connor, Aston Martin Tier 3, also reserving today. Yoda, and then Tyson Ash and Yaya rounding out the grid. I am very excited. Yep. We actually have, interestingly, P4 and P5 on the exact same lap time. I'm not sure if you noticed that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't notice that. Incredible. Yeah, that's some good stuff there. And also, yeah, Noel, who's second in the championship, 20 points behind, is looking pretty good to cut down that gap if Dyson can make his way through the traffic. And, with the rain, it's going to be incredibly hard for him to make his way back up. And for Titan as well, you know, you said it rained back in Hungary when he won the race by 25 seconds. So if he's that good in the rain there, he's going to be excellent today.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see how his progress goes.
Thank you very much, Neon. Shout out. Very interestingly, though, so we haven't really seen much of Titan starting, from the back of the grid, especially in the wet conditions. So it'll be interesting to see, the racecraft, seeing how well, he calculates his moves, trying not to be too aggressive, but also being aggressive in places to be able to kind of cut through the field, if he can do so. So, yeah, that'll be a very, very interesting watch. If you want to make a bold prediction, who do you think will drive away, or who do you think will take the W today?
In my opinion, I'm not going to be boring anything. This is my first commentary day, so I'm just going to go for. Oh, that was fun. That's great for him. But I'm going to go for a Titan ASH win today, with Domi second and Ben in third.
You think Titan is going to win from P15? That's a very bold prediction.
Yes. Yes, and I'm going to look like an idiot later, but doesn't matter. What about you?
So, I've got many people in here that I would like to win. We've got the Red Bull boys. We've also got Noel. But if I was to be, statistically speaking, then I would say more than likely Ben would win this race. He's had experience leading from the front. I'm sure he can control the race. And he's got his teammate just behind him to kind of help him out as well. So I do think that the strategy will be, really in his favor, and I think he can get the W with that.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, he's in the best position.
Yeah, I did mention Eruption that Titan did win by a long margin in Hungary. So I'm looking forward to see what he can do.
Yeah, I think Ben's inexperience in well, I don't think he's won a race in Emerald yet, so I think that inexperience and that may haunt him today. So I mean, that's what I think, but I still think he'll be on the podium at least. So we'll see how that goes. So hopefully all these drivers have their tires nicely warmed up for the race. Don't want to overheat them too much, or else you'll just be spinning the wheels on the start. And it's all about modulating the throttle as carefully as you can off the grid. But then again, if you're too careful, you're just gonna bog down and drop down the field. So these starts are really difficult because they probably haven't practiced in the rain. No one ever does. I never do personally.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on what circuit it is. Singapore are normally pretty prone to wet weather actually, but I still don't do it.
That's true.
I'm sure you don't either.
No, that's actually a fact. I do not. I really should. But like, who enjoys driving in the wet?
Can't be asked. Cannot be asked, honestly.
But yeah, no. I'm very excited to see what will happen in this race.
Yeah, me too. Okay. Here comes Yaya then around the last two corners, and it's gonna be an insane race. Hopefully. No idea when the weather is gonna stop. It still looks quite wet out there. It's still raining. But yeah, Mark, you can take us away then.
Through the opening. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And away we go. I've got no engine sounds. It does, however, look like Kai has matched Ben off the line. And they're going side by side into turn 1. Noel's actually got a good jump off the line as well, going side by side with Domi. I've got no engine sounds.
Oh yeah. Wait, is that Ben in the lead still? I think.
That is, but Domi's actually jumped up to P2, and Kai has
and the Alpha Kai is spun. I think no, Kai's still in the race. He's jumped down to 8 though, and is now under pressure from Dyson, I believe it is. Yeah, he's going down the inside. Kai, a massive snap of oversteer at turn 5.
What a send!
And he's sent it down the inside of Kazi. What a send! I think he may have damaged Kazi. Does he? No, he doesn't. But Kazi goes straight back up the inside. What a send! But didn't really pay off. Everyone really careful on the brakes as Kazi goes a little bit deep, and now Kai is going to go back down the inside into the old sling chicane. Who's going to be bravest here down the inside? Can he make it stick? Oh, they're really close. This is going to end in tears, surely. One of them have to back out. He's going to go around the outside. He does it. Nice move. And just about hangs on.
What amazing.
Awful start for Kazi.
What amazing.
Perfect, though, for Ben.
Exactly. Kai's actually had quite a, I'd say, a stinker of a start. But let's see if he can recover, you know, make up those positions. You know, qualifying is important. However, Titan, P15 to P9.
Wow. P9. He's already ahead of Dyson as well, who was still in P10 after that whoopsie qualifying. But yeah, they got really close. Already Domi and Ben kind of streaking away from Null, who's already dropped out of 1 second. That's really very interesting.
Looking like they've got full batteries as well.
Yeah, very, very easy to save, of course, on the wet temperature. You know, the braking distances are much longer, so it's a lot easier to recharge that ERS system. So it'll be very, very difficult to overtake. These the first few corners are very, very crucial. As it does, I think might line up a move. No, he won't. But yeah, just starting to calm down now. Everyone seems to have their front wing, and yeah, very clean start. Very messy, but good driving from everyone.
Yes, very good. Just a question for you, Scars. So, what do you think is the strategy for these guys? Do you think they go all out push right now, or do you think they have to save tires, or do you think it really depends on the weather? What do you think is to happen?
Well, of course, at the start of the race, everyone is a lot more aggressive. I'm assuming they all know what the weather conditions are. If the slicks are coming, they definitely need to look after the tires. If it's not, if it's going to be wet all race, then they probably will have to make a second stop, since, you know, it's very abrasive around here, and the inters will die out quickly. And the pit stop isn't that long here, so you'll definitely be having to make a pit stop. So it really depends whether it is going to dry out or it is not. So
yeah, so if we have any engineers in the chat, you know, could let us know, get a weather report, so we have some kind of indication of what's going on. That would be absolutely great. Titan up to P8 though. He has got past Kazi now.
Yeah, I think Kazi actually had a little bit of a snap out of turn 3 I saw, and basically just led Titan through. It was a bit odd, but great pace from Titan. It's a purple middle sector, according to the screen here.
He is flying.
Yeah, and you can tell he's within 0.3 of the car ahead.
Yeah, that is something
So
we spoke
really
about
good pace.
just before this stream started. You know, it's quite easy to identify, you know, people that have a pace advantage just by how close they're able to follow behind the car ahead. So if you was to look, for example, you know, at Carbon and S2000 in the wet, 0.6, 0.5, maybe a similar pace, you know. But then if you look at someone else that's maybe 3 or 4 tenths behind in the wet, especially, then you know that there could be a pace advantage for the car behind.
Yeah, definitely. Look at this train. It's a huge train behind Noel.
Oh,
Actually, Noel kind of a little bit pulling away.
Had a little look on the inside of
Big
Joe there.
train.
Ben, however, has actually broken the 1 second from Domi. Obviously, DRS is not on at this, you know, point of the race, but that is important for Ben, you know, because then if it does start to dry out and he pits at the right time, and even if Domi follows him in, you know, Domi will be outside of that DRS range, and then he can start to, you know, pull that gap.
Yeah, it just looks like everyone's just settling down right now.
Finding rhythm.
Looking after the tires. Yoda and Max having a little bit of side by side to turn 8, I think. Oh, Max gone a little bit deep. Yoda switch back on the exit.
Oh, yeah, with a massive tank slapper behind, and that's actually allowed Polypunk to look on the inside. No, I think he's decided better of it. That has, however, allowed Yoda to you know, get a little bit of a gap to the car ahead. So he's gonna have to, you know, get his head down and start focusing and pushing to try and catch back up to Adesi.
Yeah, I think Titan's had an issue. I think Titan's had an issue. I don't know if I missed that. But he's dropped to Kazi and Dyson. Now he's 2 seconds behind. I don't know if he has damage. Doesn't look like he has damage, but yeah. The South African having a whoopsie lap here. He's dropped down massively.
Maybe he's a bit cold.
Yeah.
Maybe he can't see.
Yeah, maybe he's a little bit cold. A little bit of frostbite peeking in. But yeah, he's really catching back up. Getting a 10th in this last sector already. So as Max gets the first penalty of the evening.
Yeah, unfortunately that is quite early for a penalty. Could that be a sign of more to come?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. It's pretty easy to cut around here. In the wet, it's normally easier to stay away from those cuts. So
yeah,
a little bit of worrying for him.
I think if you think back to Season 4, Tier 1, I believe Fraser, he got disqualified for having too many penalties around Singapore. So definitely in the dry, it's a lot easier to cut. So I'm a bit surprised that, you know, in the wet we're seeing some penalties, but you know, we'll see how it goes. It looks as though Kai maybe have his game crashed or disconnected. Oh no, just a bit of lag there, no problem.
Yeah, Titan. Look at Titan. He's already gained back those 2 seconds. Purple first sector. He's now 6/10 behind Dyson already.
He's gained 1.4
so
seconds.
Insane pace. Yeah, it's crazy pace from Titan. Yeah, Dyson just a little bit stuck here. And his nearest championship rival, No, still in P3. Strong position.
Yeah.
Gaining points on him.
It does look to be a bit tough to get overtakes done. And you know, Kozi actually has the fastest lap of the race at this moment in time, so it's not going to be too easy for Dyson to actually get past him. Because, you know, Kozi actually has the best pace in the grid right now, so Dyson's got his work cut out for him. However, Titan is now right behind and looking to make a move. Purple middle sector once again. DRS has been enabled. We're going to be looking to see some drivers jumping into the pits. On my side, it looks like it's very light though, and I'm not seeing any puddles on the ground anymore.
Yeah, on my side, it's a little bit more damp. Maybe my graphics settings are a little bit down, so maybe you can see better. But the driver should know. We'll see if Ben comes into the pit. Of course, the race leader. What does he do?
He
comes in,
jumping into the pit.
Yeah, be careful on pit lane entry. Really slippery. No one seems to be cutting. Everyone into the pit. This is huge. Dyson stays out. The championship leader has stayed out. And you can see he has DRS activated down the straight. So, yeah, everyone going on mediums. Looks like Ben on mediums. No, Ben on hards, actually.
We only
Interesting,
have
Domi on mediums.
2 people that stayed out. Very bold strategy. Oh, 4 people that stayed out. Very bold strategy. We have Max, Polypunk, Yagswall, and Dyson. All of them deciding to stay on the intermediate.
Yeah, that is really interesting. And Ben's going to struggle a lot here to get those hards up to temperature.
Of course.
Like, he's already... Yeah, look at Dom, he's already on him. Just half a second. That 1 second gap now down to 4/10.
Especially in these kind of conditions. The softer tires do work a lot better in these conditions. So I think Ben's going to have a significant pace disadvantage right now. And Titan has spun! Yeah,
Titan spun on the medium. I think he has... Does he have damage?
I saw a bit of end plate.
Sure. Yeah, he has damage. Left end plate. And Domi gets past Ben. So Domi gets into the lead. And it's going to be crucial for him to just streak away. As you can clearly see, it is slicks at this moment. And Dyson, Yags, Max, and Polly have made a big error here. So they're going to lose out massively. The cars behind.
Interestingly, you know, to kind of state, Domi will need to make another pit stop though. There is no way he will be able to do 26 laps on this medium set.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think Ben can go to the end?
I definitely think so, yes. So Domi has to use the pace of the mediums right now to try and pull as big of a gap as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I think a pit stop is around 23, 22 seconds-ish that he needs to pull. Of course, he'll be on fresher tires at the end as well.
Yeah.
As Noel has a little look. That's too far back, yeah, but Ben just needs to keep calm and get those tires up to temperature, and a couple laps time, they'll have pretty much equal pace to these guys, and he'll be able to push again, so no sweat for him, still in good position.
Yeah, Domi has so much more pace at this moment in time. He's gapped 3 seconds since overtaking Ben.
3 seconds. Yeah, it's insane pace.
Polypunk has retired.
No, Polypunk, yeah, there might be safety car. It's in the... Oh, yeah, I think it's in the pit lane. I think he's frustrated.
I think he's realized that maybe the strategy wasn't the ideal strategy. Perhaps his race may be over. Yeah, definitely. You know, it's frustrating. You know, making the wrong strategy call, but still, you know, it's a long race. It's Singapore, so they shouldn't be retiring. But it is what it is. A battle of attrition.
And, no.
You know, towards the end of the race, we'll be seeing, you know, some drive. Oh no! Around the outside of turn.
Oh.
End of sector 1.
Nice move.
Got the inside line, and he's made the move stick. Ben's getting eaten up right now.
Yeah, and he might get passed down the inside. No, just backs out of it there. That's 2000. Smart. And now actually under pressure from Lewis, who actually has a penalty. Is he going to go down the inside? Surely yes. Yeah, he backs off wisely. You don't want to be fighting too much through this section. It's so tight here.
Throwback to
And,
Tier 3, Singapore, with Britannius and Vincent going side by side to that
yeah,
corner.
last season. Yeah, exactly. Oh, almost goes on the inside of the hairpin, actually. Now under pressure from Causey. But now he's too far back. So, yeah, just one small lock-up in these conditions. You know, it's just going to send the other driver into a wall. So, you need to be really mindful of that. But, yeah, Lewis kind of ruining his race by that penalty. But, of course, others can also get them.
Yeah, you know, as I was saying before, you know, with the race being so long, and it's actually quite physically demanding, you know, it's more so in real life, of course, but, you know, these drivers, you know, most of them have quite high force feedback settings. So towards the end of the race, you know, they're going to feel some fatigue in their arms. You know, some of those players are on pad. You know, they're going to have finger cramps, I don't know. I'm trying to make excuses for them. Who knows?
Yep.
But, you know, towards the end of the race, we're going to see maybe some
Oh, someone spun!
penalties
Someone S2000 spun last corner.
Titan is retired.
I think he's free of damage. And Titan's retired. I don't know where he's retired. So,
and Dyson had to take avoiding action, and looks like he went off the track at the start-finish straight.
It does, and he said, "Oh, they've crashed in turn 1! Oh, come on, guys!" And yeah, S2000 it does. He crashing in turn 1. S2000 hot tires kind of oversteered into turn 1, and
S2000
couldn't avoid him, and he spuns again.
To add insult to injury.
Yeah.
That's always the worst thing, when you spin and then you spin again. It's very tilting.
Yeah, hopefully he lets his teammate through, Max O'Connor, on the hard.
And he spun again,
I think he's
in the wall.
Nope, he's just gone straight into the wall, and his teammate sort of has to move out of the way there. Yeah, that's awful news for Aston Martin. Both cars outside of the top 10.
I'm sure that...
awful race for both of them.
I'm sure that S2000, some heated words are being said in that cockpit right now.
Yep,
we could have team radio.
I'm sure it does. He won't be happy as well.
As Kai goes down the outside, or around the outside of Ben.
Nice, yeah.
And he's now looking ahead towards Lewis.
Yeah. That Kai, yeah. Domi still extending that lead, actually. 3.6 now. And still, I can look here.
Got 4 people.
Yeah, sorry. Gap to Ben is already 8 seconds in 3 laps, so that's insane. 2 seconds a lap right now. That Domi is gaining.
Very good pace by Domi at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, as Lewis is the fastest lap of the race there. Good lap. But has that penalty, of course, which will set him back 3 seconds. But of course, the rest can also get penalty. Not even halfway through the race yet. And then drifting out of turn 3 there, Lewis. But yeah, track was still a little bit damp, and yeah, just too early in the throttle, too much in the throttle, and went round. Unfortunate for S2000. 40 seconds off the lead. That's 40 seconds because of that.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate right there.
Unfortunate.
We've got Domi with another purple sector 1. Track is definitely getting faster every lap.
Yeah.
I believe ideal race time and race pace should be in the 40s for these tires.
Causey gets past them.
Okay, so it turns out that Polly retired because of issues with lag. So it wasn't necessarily the strategy call, it was more that there was lag issues, and it probably could have ruined his race.
Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, I myself have been a victim of lag issues in the past. You know, it's ended my races. Most famously, at the British Grand Prix last season. A big crash resulted. And yeah, it sucks.
Very funny to watch, especially the championship rival.
Yeah. Yeah, incredibly funny to watch. You know, losing the championship there, but you know, whatever. But yeah, move on. Carbon is on Ben's rear now, and hopefully looking to make a move. It's crucial to get past him because the cars ahead are pulling away at a massive rate. 10 seconds, the gap now, insane, in just a couple laps. So maybe the 2-stop, especially for Domi, might be the way to go. But yeah. Ben should still be in for a podium, but at the end of the race, he will be hounded by these guys. So we'll see how that works out.
Unless Ben gets very lucky with a late race safety car, you know, anything can happen.
Yeah, well, that could save his race. Cozy also has the penalty now.
Yeah, I do think the final few laps of this race will be very interesting because, you know, Domi will make his second stop, and then he'll be hunting down Ben for that win.
Yeah.
Similar to Hamilton and Verstappen at the US Grand Prix, with Hamilton chasing down.
Well, yeah. On this on this track, though, it is very difficult to overtake. To be fair, as Carbon Racer goes around the outside of Ben at turn 8. Good move there, and gets rid of the Alfa Romeo. And now we'll be under pressure from Yoda really soon as well. So Ben, it's painful now, but hopefully for him, will be rewarding at the end of the race when he maybe taste that champagne.
He has used a lot of his battery though, however, 21% remaining at this point. And you know, slightly high, well not even slightly, it is a very high downforce track, so it's a little bit more difficult to recover that battery.
Yeah, exactly, and he's still using, so he really needs just just a little bit less usage there.
Yeah,
you know, he doesn't really have
rhythm, find his pace, save some battery, and let the race come to him. I think that would be the wise decision.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right now the grid a little bit spread out, like 2 seconds each at the top, basically. You know, like every driver had to turn behind Ben, taking a lap to get past him, and that started creating these gaps. And Domi just managing that gap to Noel, I'd say, still 3.5 seconds, a good gap. So if Noel were to go for the undercut, he should be able to cover that off quite nicely. But Lewis, I think, is starting to catch Noel at the moment, 1.2 behind.
An important thing to note here: Domi has 75% battery, and Noel has 25%.
Oh yeah.
So
pushing.
Obviously, you know, Noel is trying to catch up to Domi, but Domi has, you know, pace in reserve right now, is what it looks like. It looks like he's just, you know, managing the race right now and looking after his tires so that he has the best possible tires at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Lewis closing in on Noel, and the pace is very good right now, 39.5 on the mediums.
Yeah, fastest lap on new mediums as well. And Yoda is now also within DRS of Ben. Someone crashes, after just setting the fastest lap, spins.
Perhaps pushing a bit
out
too hard.
Out of turn 2, it looks like. Yeah, just trying to close the gap, but that's basically his race run. That's his safety car.
Yeah, 21 seconds behind P12. It's going to be a very tough one to recover from that.
Yeah, definitely.
Without the appearance of a safety car.
Yeah, for sure. Ben under pressure from Yoda, and Dyson has actually got good pace on Arts. He's been able to close that gap up to Ben. He has one lap fresh tires, of course, staying out that lap. Really compromised him, but he's actually... I mean, that gap must have been like 10 seconds to Ben. I don't know, maybe Ben has some kind of maybe wing damage or something, because he's lost a lot of time.
Or
say
maybe,
Dyson in specific.
Not just too comfortable on the hard compound. Some people, you know, they find it a bit more difficult. They don't know how much they can push on specific compounds of tires. Dyson looking very comfortable on these tires right now. Looks like they've come into the temperature window, and you know, it looks like he has the grip that he's looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I would suggest for Ben just to not defend this too hard. I mean, yeah, he's not pushing the ERS right now. Not that he has that much, to be honest.
Yoda going down the inside.
But Yoda should get him easily. But yeah, easy move. And Yoda himself has no ERS. But fellow hard runner and possible one-stopper Dyson is also behind him. So these two are gonna be walking dead by the end, as you may say. So yeah, we'll see how that develops for Dyson and Ben.
And Lewis is hovering so close to Noel's DRS, but not quite able to get inside.
Yeah, looks like their pace is pretty equal, but Lewis actually has a lot more ERS.
That's correct.
So maybe he's just managing as well, like Domi. Still has 70%, and still extending the lead, even though he has a lot more ERS.
Oh, slight oversteer there. Want to make sure he reduces those, keep the tires from overheating.
Yeah, Domi always has that erratic tap driving style. You know, just flick it in early on the power. Doesn't really care that much about the tires. You know, he's on the 2-stop, of course, so he doesn't really need to worry that much. He can push as much as he wants, as long as he doesn't, you know, throw it into a wall. You know, he's fine. Yeah, very aggressive on throttle, always, we've seen. On wheel or pad. And to extract the most out of the car.
Of course. That's what you have to do. You do have to push the limits, find where the limit of the grip is. Sometimes too much, but, you know, if you don't spin, then you don't know how far you can push.
Exactly. Yeah, of course, they have done practice on these tires, I'd hope. So they, on the mediums especially, so hopefully they know how far they can go.
Of course. interesting statistic from some idiot. Medium soft works if you can get some track position. Hard soft if you want to be faster at the end. Since the medium and hard equalize after 12 to 15 laps. Max is actually DNF'd. Is that in the pit lane?
In the pit lane, yeah, it's pit lane. It's just given up.
That could be
a mile behind
due to the gap.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, these guys might actually go for medium soft. You know, then they'll be seconds faster. You know? We were talking about 2 seconds earlier on when the hards are fresh. Oh, and someone's crashed. Yeah, Kai. Yeah, and he's lost his
front right.
Oh, and Ben almost hits him. His own teammate. He's lost his front right end plate. Really unfortunate, unlucky.
Yeah,
that's
especially
basically his race done.
On this game as well. You know, even the slightest wing damage, it affects the car so much more than say last game. So Kai's gonna really struggle with pace.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have to pit.
Yeah, he's understeering to the moon right now.
Yeah, just wisely lets Yags through. Just use incredibly so without a wing down. Just need to be careful not to throw it into the wall again. Because that car is really unpredictable right now.
It does look as
though,
as
I was saying,
Yoda's pace is maybe not as fast as the cars in front of him, because now Ben has actually been able to stay, you know, within 5/10 of him now. Either that or the
I think we might be approaching that switchover actually between mediums and hards. But yeah, as I was saying earlier on, actually, with the mediums they were like what 2 seconds faster than the hards early on. But imagine what the new softs, you know, that's going to be a huge advantage. And with the worn hards, you know, they're going to be in big trouble. Yeah, so. Oh, Domi! Oh, no, sorry, Noel spun!
Noel spun.
Noel's in the wall. I don't think he has damage, though.
No visible damage.
They just picked him up. Yeah, sorry for all the Domi fans, and I think Kazi wants to get through.
No visible damage, but judging by the pace, we can see if he actually has damage or not through this last sector.
Yeah, he's going to have overheated tires at the moment. But looks okay on turn-in, but we'll see here. As you said in the last sector, he's going to have to defend though from Kazi. He's going to try and go around the outside. He has no ERS, no.
What a move.
He's try to go around the... Oh, they're so tight! Oh, brilliant move by Kazi. Taking advantage of those hot tires from Noel. Yeah, no. A big mistake. Really unfortunate, but it looks okay. Doesn't seem to have too much understeer, and I think someone's gone. I think that's Yags. And I think, he just went down the escape road. Did a U from a couple weeks ago in Baku. He's going down the escape road, unfortunately.
It can happen, but he's, you know, slightly missing your braking point. It happens to the best of us. I mean, it has happened to me, so it does happen to the best of us.
Yeah, it hasn't happened to me though. But,
well, you're not the best, so, you know.
Okay.
You know, happens only to the best of us.
Yeah. So, where are you in the championship, Harlan?
Moving swiftly onwards, we have Domi with a 5-second gap to P2. We don't talk about championship position here. Scars? Alright.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah. But basically, 8-second gap to Lewis and 3 seconds. Domi really consistent at the moment. So, a dream for him. Great ERS. Lewis, 30%. And Noel now, side by side, he went back to the inside of Kazi. So he's overtaken him straight away. Nice move. I actually didn't see the whole thing, but obviously got past quite
back
quickly.
Past Yoda as well.
Yeah, so mediums or hards working now. He's only 5.7 behind these guys, Noel, Kazi, and Carbon. So yeah, Noel clearly not having wing damage.
Though. 17 seconds is quite a big gap.
Yeah, I think the race win might be out of his hands today, Ben. I think Domi's just a little bit too quick. But P2 or P3 is still very much possible.
Yeah, this is Domi's race to lose now, I'd say.
Open it up.
I don't want to give him a commentator's curse, but it is definitely his race to lose at the moment.
It's too late for commentator's curse, you've already done it, but swiftly moving on. And what a race by Domi. This is the best I've seen him since last season. It's been a tough season for Domi. I think he retired from Tier 2, or Tier 1, sorry. Just come back straight into Tier 2. Switched over to Wheel last season, struggled a little bit. Actually took his first race win in Baku.
But unfortunately...
Before a pit lane cut. Yeah, a pit lane cut took that away from him. But it's great to see him back in form again. The Tier 2 champion a couple years ago. Or a year ago, I said. Dominant.
That was dominant, I believe. Was it 13? 13 wins in a row, I believe, or something along those lines.
Incredible.
Absolutely dominant.
Definitely an Emerald record.
I don't
very
even
happy
think
to see him back.
Ben the Bear last season in APAC was that close.
Oh yeah, yeah, Ben as well. Great driver him, and I Felipic in EU a couple seasons ago as well. Very dominant drives.
Kai with good pace,
Yeah,
but however fresh tires, so that it would make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, after that spin, the front wing damage, as put in, of course. Ben now maintaining that gap, sort of, 5.6 these last couple laps. Of course, these guys fighting ahead, so that's just amazing for him.
3 cars up ahead with penalties as well. So
yeah,
if you can close that gap, you know that always plays even more to his hands, into his hands.
Yeah. And for Dyson, Dyson actually has a penalty. Just realized. I think that happened a while ago. He has a penalty, which could be crucial by the end of the race.
Because he's staying very close to Noel. Could be looking for a move, going down the second DRS straight. Beginning of next lap.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell he has good pace, as we said earlier. Very, very close.
How did Tyson retire?
Career.
I didn't actually see it, but from the chat it looked like he retired in the pit lane.
Yeah, he did retire in the pit lane. Did he retire again? Was it well, before? Did he make a mistake or something?
Yeah, so he went in the pits because he spun and lost his front wing.
Oh yeah.
Interestingly, if you ride on board with Cozy right now, the fuel indicator is on.
Yeah. He's going around the outside right now of turn 5, I think it is, but he's gone off the track, but he's still on the inside for turn 6, I believe. But cutback by Noel, brilliant, and he gets through, and I think on the outside is his teammate, Carbon Racer, and he might think of it. No, backs off. Brilliant defending by Noel, and yeah, I mean, he's really fighting for his life out there. His tires might be a little bit more worn out because of that spin early on, but it's definitely not dented his confidence whatsoever.
We've got Carbon as well, very, very close behind. Will the Williams be mugged off by both of the Mercedes? Maybe some words from Toto.
Carbon. Yeah, Toto's on the phone right now.
Sending
of course,
a very,
Williams also a customer of Mercedes.
Strongly worded email to the Williams CEOs, telling Cody to get out of the way.
But I don't think that'll be working on this occasion.
Very unfortunate.
Because he wants to fight for it himself.
Lewis is bringing the gap down.
Well.
The gap was 5 seconds 2 laps ago. And it's now 4.5.
Yeah. To be fair, Domi is still, now he's on 80% ERS, so I think I'm sure he's just managing. And of course, those are the penalty. Kinda throws that out the window, but yeah, Noel still getting gapped by Lewis, of course, without fighting 7 seconds now. That gap. But it'll be interesting to see when these guys pit. Of course, I think they'll start pitting soon if they want to do another medium. Or, of course, then probably another 8-ish laps if they want to do stops for the end. So expect the next pit stops to come very, very soon, I'd expect.
I believe we're looking at a pit window of around lap 20 to lap 22-ish. 20 would be for the mediums again, and then 22 would be the soft pit lap. Because, you know, obviously the softs, as fast as they are, they do still degrade quite quickly. And even though it is low fuel, still, you know, there would be issues with pace at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for Domi, I think a safe bet for him is just the mediums. Opinion, but we'll see. And also Dyson getting past Yoda. Those mediums, hard's working now. As Ben, gap was 6 seconds. Laps ago, it's now 5 seconds, so hards are now working. It seemed to be the faster tire. So Ben, just keep up that pace. Should still be in for a podium finish in this race.
So we've got Domi, got Lewis. Domi's actually in the box.
Domi in the pits, yeah. It should be mediums, yeah, it is mediums that are being shown. That is his final pit stop of the race. I think he might come out in this train behind Ben, Dyson, Yoda, and Adozi, but should come out in the pocket in between Yags and Yoda. So should have clean air. It looks like he will have clean air, so he can just do his own thing. Yags, his teammate, will be coming through, but should not be a problem. And safely navigates
Ooh.
Not crossing the white line, looks like. Oh, and he oversteers actually, and does cross the white line. But should be fine with that gap that he has.
That's correct.
Which is the wall there.
Let's see the difference now between these fresh mediums and the 12 lap old mediums. See how quickly he can bring the gap down.
He's going to be flying. Absolutely flying. Desi's going to be 2 laps probably. Domi will be on his rear end.
That cut though, that could be crucial.
Yeah, especially if there is a late safety car.
Very true.
And Ben is still looking very handsome in P4. I think he's bringing it down by another 4 tenths. Not 4 tenths, 5 tenths actually. On this lap for the guys ahead.
Be interested to see when Lewis decides to box.
Yeah.
And whether or not
I mean, he doesn't want to box too late because, of course, Noel, who has no penalties, also pitted for the undercut, so he doesn't want to wait too long.
However,
he is stayed out.
Behind.
Lewis is pitting, as we say that. So, safely navigates the pit entry.
He's
no cutting.
The pits.
Did he?
Yes, he has a 5-second.
Oh no! Yep, and that is pretty much
Alpine.
spoiled any podium celebration.
Alpine.
And the Alpine bad luck continues, unfortunately.
Ah, I'm so upset. I'm so upset.
That's unfortunate, as Domi should take back third place in such a purple last sector for good measure. He is absolutely clear in this race. And Lewis across the pit lane exit for good measure as well.
Oh my goodness.
It's all gone wrong, but it's still not over, of course. As a fight, look at that gap. I think it was like 7 seconds. It's 4.6 seconds to know, just because he stayed out 1 extra lap. The undercut, insane on this track. Yeah, and he's Null also for good measure pulled 3.5 seconds on Kazi, who was right up his rear end, if you remember. Just 1 lap.
Undercut is absolutely insane around this track.
Actually.
And Domi, 6.5 seconds to catch the Ben. I actually believe, he's got this in the bag. But he does have that 5-second just cushion that he does need to pull, just to make sure.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Ben and Dyson, good position. I mean, if Dyson could keep in DRS of Ben, he might be able to keep Domi behind. Because of course, Domi's tires won't stay in the best condition forever. So there is a chance that he might win it on track, but very slim. Just depends how aggressive Domi wants to be with this.
Ben made a big mistake though. He was 1.1 seconds clear, and now he's only 5 tenths. So that's actually allowed Dyson to get back in, because he was actually managing that gap. So maybe the pressure of Dyson being so close behind.
And Dyson another penalty for Dyson actually. So that's 6 seconds.
That is 6 seconds.
Yeah, so that's a real big blow to his hopes, as Domi sets the fastest lap of 38.4.
Very rapid lap. Very rapid lap.
And I think that is around, let me actually check.
3 tenths quicker, I believe, than the previous fastest lap. That was set by Kai in P8.
Yeah, and I also can confirm that was, wait, let me just make sure. 3 seconds. A full 3 seconds faster than Ben. So,
riding on board with Domi, he can actually see the 2 cars up ahead. They're a corner ahead of him now. He's hunting down his victory. Purple sector 1 once again.
Yeah, he's definitely got this one in the bag. But again, as the great Murray Walker said, it is one thing to chase or catch, it is another to pass.
Hashtag RIP Murray Walker.
Yep, indeed. As we saw at this weekend's USA Grand Prix, same thing with Hamilton and Verstappen.
True.
It's very hard. Oh, he actually got a little bit wide there. But
locking up.
Be fine. But yeah, very difficult to overtake around here. But on those fresh tires, surely have the pace. Also has the ERS as well. Like, he's setting these fastest laps, but he's not even using that much ERS either. So
he's just using the pace of the tire that he's currently on.
Yeah.
This is a very controlled and professional drive, I would say.
Yeah.
Championship winning drive.
Yep. That's why he is a world champion. Numero.
Ah, you can just see the grip difference. He's so close now.
Yeah. That's another 2 seconds on this lap. .38.9. A good lap. And with that mistake. Louise, look at that. 37.8.
Pushing very, very hard.
Probably using more ERS though.
He has 40% remaining.
Dyson might get Ben here. He's within 3/10. He's got more ERS as well. Both actually pretty similar. So say that. Yeah, he won't get him, I don't believe, unless he sends it. Nope. He's gonna just troll behind him for now.
Starting to put
very,
the pressure
very close
on.
to the rear end.
He knows that he needs to get ahead, so then use Ben as his defense from Domi.
He's touched. Yeah.
Carbon Racer looking at the back of Kozzy. Nothing comes of it. Yoda around the outside.
Oh, a bit of argy-bargy. Makes it sick. Nice move.
Good move.
Outside.
Alpine, let's go. No bias.
No bias whatsoever, but it is so far double points for Alpine.
Cough, where's Ferrari? Cough.
Where's Ferrari? Oh,
yeah, want to talk about it?
No comment. No comment. Singapore never really been a Ferrari track anyway, but anyway, Domi on the rear of 6/10 covers the top 3. So he will be on these two. Dyson needs to get a move on if he wants to keep that second place, but of course those penalties are really gonna hurt him later on. 6 seconds.
Very true.
Seemingly struggling.
The question is, where does Domi decide to make his overtake?
Might be here, no?
Dyson is blinking. Significant ERS advantage for Domi. This should be a walk in the park, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not careful, they may be 3 wide when they come down to turn 7, so we'll see how that goes. Because I think someone has gone off. That's Yags again. He has no front wing. But that'll be fine. Is he gonna
Domi
down the
inside
Yep.
of Dyson, giving him a little squeeze. Well defended.
Oh yeah, he's staying ahead. I think they touch there, but he's gonna have more grip around the outside
Very good
turn
move.
8. Nice move. Yep. Superior grip. He gets ahead. Dyson looking for opportunity, but yep, those tires are completely out of their league compared to Domi's tires. So
And now Domi is
should be
hunting.
an easy one for Dyson.
He's hunting.
So. Yeah.
Absolutely hunting. Ben, I'd be scared if I was you, my guy. I would be scared.
I'm praying for him.
All this
Started on
battling,
pole.
though, it's allowed Lewis to catch up. The gap was 5 seconds, around 3 laps ago, to the back of the front group, and now it's 1.7.
Yeah, that just shows you how slow these guys are on those old hards. But yeah, he also has to get through them as well. So if Domi can get past Ben, then it should be this lap hopefully. Then that should be also quite hard for Lewis to get past. So it'll probably balance itself out eventually. As Yaya pits for first off, something for first lap.
Yeah, Yaya did have that that spin last lap with the front wing gone, so that would explain the pit lane. Dyson with another penalty. That's 9 seconds now.
Oh, 9 seconds.
And his race is in the bin. Get in the bin. Bin.
Yeah. Yeah, with Carbon Racer, I think he might actually get Dyson as well. Yeah, but they'll close eventually, so it looks like a P7 as Domi takes back the lead. And the strategy has paid off for Domi, but it hasn't for Ben, unfortunately. But look at this Yaya, the lap car. Will he play a role here? He's on fresh softs. These other guys are on old hards and relatively new mediums, so it's gonna be interesting. We got 4 cars here, all on different sets of tires.
Domi with the mistake and Lewis has got a penalty. Alpine, listen.
Okay.
Listen. What is going on? This is not good.
Might make a move here, switch back at the hairpin. Yeah, he's close enough down the inside, spots the gap. Yep, he'll have more grip. He can brake later down the inside.
That's a good move.
And Dyson lets him through. Good move. And look at the AlphaTauri on the fresh softs. Dyson should just let him through if he can. No. Yeah, just needs to be careful. These are the leaders fighting. And Domi, only 8/10 clear actually, not
he did make a slight mistake going into the bridge. I can't remember the name of it, unfortunately. But going into that
spun. Yoda, the Alpine, has spun around. He has no front wing. And that is a virtual safety car. And might turn into a safety car, possibly. But
if there's a safety car
Alpine,
now, who does this benefit? This benefits Ben, doesn't it? And Noel.
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends, because the guys on mediums may stay out. Because, of course, their tires are only 4, 3, 5 laps old.
We need
So
to think
Ben
about
might lose loads of
Domi's
positions.
pit lane escapade. Also,
Yeah.
thank you very much to Not Swift Art. Yoda sped in the pits. I can't believe what I'm witnessing. I can't believe it.
And for good measure, Lewis has 11 seconds of penalties, most of anyone on the grid. And Yoda has DNF'd in the pit lane as well. So, as we're back underway, no one has a drive-through, thankfully. And yeah, Lewis probably not going to finish on the podium this round. Unfortunately. It's a pretty tough day for Alpine.
Even rougher day for Ferrari.
It's a game.
Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
Totally. Yeah, but Lewis should get past him here. He gets a little bit of oversteer, type of oversteer, but should go around the outside easily. Pace advantage. And yeah, down the inside of Dyson. It's not very. He's fighting those back days, and he wants to stay ahead. And the Yaya backs off wisely.
Dyson having his
Of course,
fun.
we've seen this happen. Yeah, we've seen this happen before in real life. Of course, leaders clashing with the lap cars. So
Yeah.
my opinion, just let them go. I mean, they're on fresh tires.
At the moment, our podium is Domi, Ben, and Noel after penalties.
Yeah, puts again.
Does that bring Noel closer
Yeah.
towards Dyson in the championship? I believe it does.
Yeah, it does. And that gap will shrink again. Currently 20 points, of course. However, Noel spun in this race, so the fact that he'll still be on the podium, it's incredible. Good achievement. But might still get Ben in the end. So 6 laps to go. The gap is, at the moment, 5 seconds. From Ben to Noel. He still has a chance. Of course, he has to go through Dyson as well.
Yeah, of course.
Who's in the middle? Dyson has basically been stuck behind Ben since they switched to hards. Just has not been able to find a way through. They're both on basically. Actually, Ben has more ERS now. So he's recovered some of that ERS.
I've been corrected. Apparently it's Domi, Ben, and Lewis on the podium. However, Lewis has 11 seconds, so I don't know how that maths works out. Not too sure.
Yeah, he will fall to Noel. So Noel should get him. So at the moment, yeah, Domi, Ben, Noel on the podium.
It's been a very chilled out race, actually. Not too much. Oh, Ben has got a penalty.
Ben, oh no. And that might hand P2 to Noel as well. But yeah, unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Look at this though. Look at the lead. Lewis is on Domi's rear and is caught up to him.
If only he didn't have these penalties. Plus the... Oh! Someone has spun S2000.
Oh, someone, yeah. No damage, I don't think. I don't think I saw anything fall off.
Okay.
Look at him. He's just keeping it out of the way. He's got a 10-second time penalty. I don't know why. Good game, but
Safety car?
yeah. He stopped on the track, but he spun it around. No one behind him, so unfortunately no safety car to end this crazy race off. I mean, P11. And Yags, after pitting around eight times, is still in the points. Incredible.
Incredible. Yags was one of those people as well, you know, saying before the race that he was struggling for some pace around here. You know, having recently turned off his assists, I can understand, you know, Singapore is not the easiest track with no assists. So I feel your pain. I can empathize with that.
Yeah.
So Noel, let's see, what's his gap to the leader? He is 8.3 seconds. He needs to gain 3 seconds to Domi. And if he can do that, it's actually his victory after verdicts.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he will though. I mean, I think that gap stayed relatively the same to Domi for a while. And as we saw before the pit stops, before he spun, the gap was relatively equal as well. 3 seconds, so I think Domi still has this one in the bag. Just about. As long as he doesn't make a mistake again. I say again, but yeah. As long as he doesn't make any mistake.
Of course. Could you check if he's got any warnings? Is he close to a penalty? Or has it been a champion's drive with no track limits issues?
I can tell you he has 2 warnings. He got his second warning on lap 7. So he is 1 corner cut, slight extension away from Null taking away that race win. Moment. But
Lewis,
even then,
do your Alpine
he'd have
job.
8 seconds.
Put Domi under pressure. Force him into a mistake.
Yeah, he's close, but he's just not close enough. They're both on equal ERS, basically. About 25-26%. Yeah, Noel is just, Noel falling back. He's also around 6/10 in the last lap or so. 9 seconds behind, so. Even with the penalty that he may get, the 3 seconds and the 5 seconds, which he doesn't even have yet, so. This is all like post-race stuff, so at the moment it seems, you can enjoy the moment at least.
Very true. Very, very true. Been an interesting race though. You know, with the rain at the start, finding out who had the pace, you know, who was managing their tires. You had Domi that was pulled, you know, a slight gap. Sorry,
Yeah.
no, Ben that
Basically
pulled a gap on
everyone.
Domi at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then Domi getting past, and then, you know, making the correct strategy call, going for the double medium rather than the hard strategy.
Yeah.
And it's paid dividends.
I mean, the only driver that has not made a mistake, like whether that's driving-wise, strategy-wise, has been Domi, and he's the one that's leading the race. And everyone else has made mistakes, you know, gotten penalties like Lewis at 11 seconds. You know, Ben chose the wrong strategy. Dyson started from the back, 9 seconds. Noel spun. Causey, I believe, spun as well.
Yeah.
So,
It
the man who
shows
didn't make any mistakes,
consistency is key.
Yep, and that will win him this race, assuming he does not throw it into a barrier, which I really hope he does not do. He seems to be in control, albeit under pressure from Lewis still, 6 lengths behind.
However, Lewis does now have a significant ERS disadvantage. I think he's trying to close the gap. He's under 10%.
Yeah.
Carbon Racer, looking at the inside of Causey, thinking better of it once again. Very difficult to decide whether or not it's worth to make the moves on this track.
Yeah.
With so
They're
many
both
tight
at 3
corners.
seconds, of course.
Yeah. So this is for track position, and for, you know, final result. But it's so difficult because, you know, with it being a street circuit and the walls are so close, any mistake and you're in the barrier and your race could just be over just like that.
And what does he really gain above making the move? I mean, how many points does he gain? 1 or 2 points from passing Causey? So,
15,
he's very close here, actually.
I think he'll
Just to
think
get
better of
too
it.
far back.
He might save some battery.
Yeah, very difficult, of course, to save around here. But yeah, is it really worth it to go for the move? That might end both your races. And throw away all those points. Not sure how many points that is, I believe it's like 4 or 5 points for P7.
It's 8 and 6, I believe. Yeah, you can save some battery if you're chilling in the DRS level. You know how it works. If you don't use it all.
Yep.
That is the closest. Noel has actually caught up to this train.
Yeah,
he is now within
it's
DRS.
right up to him. Yeah, and as long as he chose here, that should be. I mean, I say should be, but Lewis, like, Domi is pulling him along really well. So, if they can maintain this pace, they can really, you know, make it 11 seconds the gap. He just needs 9 more tenths on Noel, and that might be P2 for Lewis. So Noel really needs to get past him really quickly.
Yeah, that is
or else
true.
just stay behind. Like, he doesn't want to lose time though fighting with him. That's the thing. But hopefully he knows that as Causey gets past, well, Carbon gets past and then loses the position again, I believe. So yeah.
It's a bit of a difficult situation for Noel, being the third car in a DRS train with no battery.
Yeah.
Pretty much stuck. I've been the victim of this in many races. It's very tough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really difficult. We'll see what he does.
Have a look at the gap to leader. 10.1.
I can't imagine how frustrating it must be for Dyson though. He has a snap. Been behind Ben. Basically the entire race.
He could probably tell you all the specifications of Ben's gearbox.
Yep. I mean, he's just been stuck there the whole race. He's so close, you can tell how much faster as he hits the wall. You can tell how much faster. I think someone spun. That's just
Whoa,
S2000
Dyson.
again.
Whoa. Big oversteer moment.
S2000 gets out of the way. Yeah, he's been pushing
And
quite
Dyson with
hard.
another penalty.
Dyson gets another penalty. So yeah, it's a tough day for the championship leader, and I think he will now also lose position to Adesi. It was around 12-ish seconds back from him.
Interesting stat here. Lewis has the gap on Ben. So now,
Yeah, he does, yeah.
after penalties are
the gap on
applied,
Dyson.
he will be ahead and be the third car on the podium, I believe.
Yeah, and he just needs a couple more tenths on Noel. I believe it's around the second or so. Then he will be clear of him.
Lewis will take
And with
home the
Noel stuck
fastest lap
behind
point
him.
as well, with a 37.8. Very good lap.
Yeah. Yeah. It might be beaten by S2000 though, who's just popped on first to the softs. And might be winding up the fastest lap on the last lap.
Joe is also boxed as well, or Yags as well, in the sister Red Bull, or the second Red Bull.
Yeah, he
And
might
Kai
be
as
going
well.
for it now though. Yikes. Full battery. Yeah, he probably will get that.
Yellow flag, Adesi.
Was it him? No, it wasn't him. I think it was just S2000 getting out of the way again.
This is painful
There
for
we go, final
Noel.
lap then.
Final lap of the race.
Yep. What a job by Domi here.
These two are clear
Controlled.
of the field. A whole straight, a whole
Yeah.
pit straight ahead of the next cars.
Yeah. Yeah, and he might have it, Lewis. I think he just about has it. I think this last lap will do it for him to secure second from Noel. I think Carbon Racer's got him past Cozy. Yes, he has into turn one. Nice move. I don't know. Surely Cozy made a mistake because making a move into turn one, not that not the normal. It's probably a mistake made there. And good move after a couple laps behind, or a lot of laps behind actually. Carbon into P6 for Mercedes. It's pretty good.
Did you say Noel has the gap to Lewis?
Lewis has the gap
it's,
for
it's
to
on
Noel,
the
I
cusp,
believe.
I believe.
Yeah.
Like a tenth in it.
I think he has a tenth. Yeah, a tenth in hand at the moment. Look at these guys ahead. Dyson still trying to get past, and he's
Oh,
just
he
being.
spun.
Oh, Dyson spun
On the final lap.
into the wall, and damage. Yags takes the fastest lap. Damage for Dyson. Adesi will get him. I don't think that would have changed anything really because Kai is so far back.
That did, however, lose
Joe.
Noel a lot of time in the middle
Yeah.
sector.
Yeah, that's lost him over a second. That may be it. As Domi and Lewis will both come through together into the last section, to the last 2 corners of the track. Domi hasn't won for a while. Is going to win today. His first win since Tier 3 Abu Dhabi. Brilliant job for him. And he wins the Grand Prix. Dominant style. Champions drive. Well done.
Champions drive.
Sorry.
Strong
And
drive
Ben-
from Domi.
Ben P3 was P2. And, well, Noel P3 now. Great job by Noel. And Ben, unfortunately, from pole to fourth, just didn't have the right strategy. Good pace, though. And Dyson, the championship leader, down in 8th. Horrible day for him. Unfortunate.
First race back after a small hiatus. I believe he got struck with the virus of FIFA.
Yeah.
Um,
But I must say, though, he's been... I mean, he was... Although he made mistakes, he got penalties. He was really quick
very true.
in the race. I mean, he was on Ben's rear. The man who got pole the entire race. So, fair enough. As Kai takes P9, and Yags will round out the top 10. Good race, clean race. Not a lot of incidents. You know, of course, a lot of mistakes, but
Very
you don't
close.
know driving incidents, really.
If you look at the fastest lap, 3 100ths in it between Kai and Yags, who both tried to go for the fastest lap on the final lap of the race. Both with a 37.2.
That
Very
is
close.
why the 1 point for fastest lap is the best idea ever, in my
Driver of the
opinion.
day.
But Lewis, where did he qualify? I can't remember. But
We will see.
I remember saying that Alpine were basically screwed and
P7.
qualifying, and they finished on the podium. So yeah, brilliant. Yeah, P7 to P2, only a couple tenths behind Domi on track, but super drive from Domi, super drive from Lewis. The top 4, really good job. Carbon not too bad either.
Overall, very good race. Unfortunate for Ben, dropping down from pole position.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he'll be looking to bounce back in France. I do believe he said France is one of his more favoured tracks. So we will see how that goes. We are in break week now for Tier 2 at least. And then we will have Tier 1 tomorrow, where Scars will get absolutely finished.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Gonna win the race, mate.
Are we doing
Let's
a podium
complete the cup.
interviews? Yes.
Yeah. Basically the opposite of the track. Completely open for overtaking. Should see a lot of that there. But yeah, should be a fun track to race around. Real life is not that great for racing, but should be quite fun. Yeah, but yeah, in the game it's gonna be really good to drive around. You're gonna see a lot of overtaking, hopefully. Did you want me?
And we are joined with our third place finisher, Noel. Congratulations on the podium. How was that race for you? Noel?
1 second.
His mic was muted.
No problem. Are you with us, Noel?
Yeah, shitty mic doesn't work. Anyways, yeah. Hey.
Hello, Noel. So,
Hello.
congratulations once again on the podium. It was a good drive from you. Very good drive. Could you give us a summary of your race? How did you feel that it went?
Interstint was total shit.
I see.
But I gotta say, I was very lucky with the spin I had. I didn't get any damage.
Yeah,
even
we
though I
were
went
debating that.
hard into the wall. But also I'm unlucky because I didn't get Lewis at the end because I got held up by the hard runners. And Dyson spun.
Yeah, so the spin cost you around, what, 1.5 seconds on the last lap? And you were just on the cusp, of Lewis's 11 seconds of penalties.
It is what it is.
I mean, what this does, though, it does bring the championship gap down for you.
Oh, yeah.
So the hunt is on.
Yes. Where did Dyson finish?
I believe Dyson finished in P8.
Ooh, okay.
That's very good for you.
And Yaxul also.
I mean, nonetheless, Scars, do you have anything to add?
Let me think. Oh yeah. Yeah. Can you tell us what happened? With the spin. I kind of caught it late. I don't think the stream caught it. Can you just explain to us what happened? Did you just lose traction or something else?
Kinda easy spin. I tried a different gear and tried to go more on throttle and spun.
Oh.
Easy as that. But I got one more thing.
Yeah.
I gotta say thank you to Matteo for being my ninja, and always being my ninja. Thank you.
Shout out to Matteo Longa in the chat.
Yes.
He did say ninja in the chat as well.
Ninja.
Yep.
A very
Good
Swedish
job,
thing, I'm assuming. But once again, Noel, congratulations on the podium, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for France.
Yep.
Right.
I think we'll have Domi now. Hello, Domi. Congratulations on the first place. That was a champion's drive from you. Very controlled, excellent pace. And I believe Scars said as well that you had 2 warnings from lap 7. How was that? You know, making sure you got no more extensions for the remainder of the race.
Yeah, it's a very good race for me. I think it's good to be back in Tier 2. Like Singapore is has always been close to my heart, but I didn't have pace actually. I thought I didn't have pace, and then yeah, the 2 warnings came. I was like, oh damn, I gotta drive clean from now on. But I was just keeping my pace, and Lewis he had insane pace behind me. I was like, wow. Like after he catch me on the train when I caught up to Ben and Dyson, I was a little bit scared that he gonna catch me, but I saw his penalty, so I was like, okay, fine. Yeah, but switching from inters to mediums, I was thinking about hards, but I was like, this track is not dry enough completely, so
Yeah,
I just wanna stick with more grip. And then I saw Ben was struggling so much on those hards, and I was like, okay, I made the right choice, the right
yeah.
decision. So
It was
yeah,
an
it's a good
excellent
race.
choice. You know, I believe on the first lap, when when you first came out of the pit lane, when DRS was enabled and you got past, you managed to gap him 3 seconds in 1 lap. And I think that's even when I knew as well that perhaps the medium to soft or medium to medium strategy was the best strategy. How are you feeling going into France in 2 weeks? Do you have confidence for that track?
I quite like the track, but I actually didn't do too many laps on that track in this game, so I need to practice for that a little bit. But I have 2 weeks, so I will try my best
Are you
for sure.
expecting to once again be on the podium or take the victory, perhaps?
Uh, I'm hoping for it, but you never know with this kind of people because we have Lewis who was really fast.
Yeah,
Obviously, Noah was in the mix quite a long time, and yeah, obviously everyone who is Ben as well, and Kai,
Dayson
they
as well.
logged out the front row today as well. So
Yeah.
you never know.
Okay, well, once again, congratulations on the win. It's 25 points in the pocket. You know, you're trying to get towards that Tier 2 championship once again. And yeah, we'll see you again, hopefully on the podium, in 2 weeks' time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for the commentary, boys.
No
See
problem.
you.
And that's it, pretty much, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Scars and I doing some commentary. That was fun. A little bit of banter. Just a very chilled out stream, I believe, from drivers. Scars, do you have anything to add?
No, no. Good race. If you guys enjoyed the stream, our first commentator. I don't know if Harlem's commentated before, but I never have personally.
I have never.
But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.
Thank you, guys.